Hello guys, Dushan here from How to Rhino, and today I want to present you a very cool plugin called Lens Design. I think you're gonna love this plugin because it makes things so much easier when it comes to populating your scene and your models with various vegetation types, including plants, trees, creating big forests, and so on. So first thing here that I want to show you, the library that already exists here inside the plugin. So if you scroll here, we'll see that we have many different kinds of trees, and here on the right side you have the representation of how these trees would look like in your model. So it's very cool because you can see right away what kind of outputs would you get. For example, if you want to create maybe some kind of conceptual drawings or conceptual diagrams, and you have here the detailed description of and visual style of how these guys would look like. So for example, let's just choose one tree here. Let's say maybe this one, select it, and here on this window I'm just gonna click OK and click in my viewport. Once I do that, you will see that I will have my trees already here. So I'm gonna zoom in. Now I'm gonna show you what this means. For example, if I go to wireframe mode, you will see how this guy would look like, and if I go to, let's say, rendered mode, you will see also how this would look like when rendered. Also, you can change the type of visual style that you want to have for your particular plant. So for example, here if you click on lens design tab, you will have the option to change the type of plant 3D display. So for example, this is realistic, and if we go to a rendered mode, that's how it would look like. But for example, if you want to have maybe detailed, that's how it would look like, or conceptual, which is for maybe diagrams, and then I would use my visual style to use it for diagrams, and I can export this and do whatever I want. Or you want elevation mode, and that's how this would look like in 2D. Very cool. So for example, let's come back to realistic, and now I want to show you how you populate your scene with these guys. So you have multiple options here. The one that I just used was just a single plant, but you can use, for example, plant row. You can choose that tree, and you can say natural variation, let's say 50%, random rotation, click OK, and I'm just gonna create one polyline here, and you will see that my trees will populate there. So there it is. It's easy as that. You get the trees, and here we created that tree line just by doing one single line. How cool is that? Now let me show you one more feature that this plugin has. Imagine that you want to create terrain, and you're not sure how to import terrain or how to find whatever isohips that you need. So here, for example, I just found this random location, and I want to import it in my model. Here on the right side, you have the resolution, you have the sample, and you have here some additional options. When you click import, look what you get. You actually get the terrain nice and ready, already done. And what's cool about this is that you can really have a lot of flexibility with this terrain. And what I mean by that, for example, if you want to maybe populate some of the trees on this terrain, all you need to do is maybe let's go to the top and let's create maybe one section where we want our trees to be, or let's create maybe some kind of line like this. Let's say that we want our trees to be located in this area on this terrain. All we need to do is come here and choose either forest. Yeah, let's go with forest. You can choose the forest. We can choose our plant, and we can here modify a number of units that we want. So for example, let's go with 1000 and click OK. We can do array, or yeah, let's leave it like this for now. And I'm gonna just select the boundary, click OK, and easy as that, we have the trees populated on this area. So if I zoom in, you can see that we have a lot of trees here on this terrain. And in addition to that, I can modify this and I can play around with this. I can change the amount of trees, I can change the type of trees that, if I want, anything here is pretty much possible. So let me select this, and let's, for example, go here, and here I'm gonna say give me less. I want less trees, so let's say 100 trees. Click OK, and you can see that now I have different kind of distribution of my trees. And in addition to that, I can go to the rendered mode, and you will see that my trees are actually populated nicely on my terrain. One cool feature that you can also use is if you want to cut this terrain, if you think this terrain is too big for you, one thing you can do, you can, for example, come here, you can say, I just need maybe this area here. And you can use this option here. It says pick boundary. I'm gonna pick terrain, and I'm gonna click enter, pick a close curve, and there it is. Now we have our terrain, which is much smaller than what it was before. So that's how easy it is to modify and create this terrain. One cool thing that I also want to show you here, for example, if you click on Plant 2D display, you will go to the top, and you will see that if you go to the top view, you will have the display for this tree in 2D. So that's how you would create this. If you create a drawing, you will see this kind of representation. So each tree has its own type of visual style. Now let's go back to Plant 3 display, and let's go back to our either shaded mode, or we can maybe use, yeah, let's try shaded mode. Now you can see that we have both 3D and 2D. If you want to create conceptual type of diagrams, you would click here, conceptual, and you would turn off 2D in case you don't need it, and maybe create your own visual style, just like I did here. And now I can create any type of image that I want to export from this, and so on. Okay, so imagine that you want to create a different type of plant now, and I'm gonna simply create one polyline here. Let's say something like this, and I'm going to bring it up. And the cool thing here is that let's say that I want to use the plant row, and I want to use maybe some other type of tree. I don't want this one anymore. Maybe let's do this yellowish one. Let's click on it, and let's see the row. This is the row number of units, and we can say here maybe 70. And let's do random rotation, click OK, select the curve. And the cool thing is it will automatically be applied to our ground below that we just created. And that's very cool because it really allows you to have control of where you want your geometry to be. And for example, if we go to the rendered mode now, you will see that this will not be the same type of tree. You can see that it has a different style than the one we created here. Alright, so that would be the quick review of Lens Design plugin. Let me know in the comment section below if you find this kind of quick reviews of the plugins useful, and I'll make sure to create more of those in the future. If you're interested in knowing more about Rhino and exploring its possibilities, we have an advanced Rhino training called Rhino for Architect. And if you want to find out more about it, feel free to click on the link in the description below. Schedule a call with me, we'll talk about it, and we're gonna see if that is the right fit for you. Let me give a quick shout out to our new Patreon supporters for this week: Ankit, Wallaby, Hijar, Timothy, Benai, Maya, Christian, Agata, Mariana, Juan, Jeff, Franz, and Yuan. Thank you for becoming our patrons and supporting our work. Alright, that will be all for today, guys. Take care and see you soon.